The Beast of Bodmin Moor. Sometimes they'd escape or they'd release them because they couldn't afford it or something, but they wouldn't report
Just
it.
release them.
Yeah, see you later.
Yeah,
Land.
Like, just-
Why you said? I've just looked over at the door and my hoodie were like on the door hanger thing, and I'm just if I'm laid in bed and I'm like right, I'm gonna try and go to sleep now, and my brain's like say I'm facing the wall, my brain's like imagine someone's looking at you. Hello and welcome to the Don't Worry, Be Happy podcast. I'm Damon, I'm joined with Rajan
hello there.
and Ben, seeing as he didn't introduce himself last week.
Hello, it's me. Yes, guys.
And what we're doing this week, guys, would you like to explain?
We're doing some urban ledges.
And to define that, he means urban legends.
Ooh.
So,
Yeah.
I've got 3 urban legends for you, which one of them is very well known, Bloody Mary.
Yep.
Okay.
One of them is a little bit shit, I'm not gonna lie, but it's called the Beast of Bodmin Moor.
Ooh.
Well, that sounds quite exciting to me.
It does, but when you hear it, you're probably going to be like, not really. And then the third one, which I've gone to the realms of India for this one, so you might have heard it. Then I don't know how you pronounce it, so I'm going to have a guess. Nale bar? Not make any sense to you?
Nope, but we'll go ahead with it.
Well, it means shit.
Nice.
Well prepared.
Come tomorrow. Come tomorrow. That's what it means. Right. I'm literally looking at the words "come tomorrow" and I couldn't find it. Oh dear.
Great.
It's gonna be a great start with. Right. Well, I'm gonna dive in with Bloody Mary, if you would be so kind as to let me.
Yeah, let's go for
Yeah,
it.
go for it, young boy.
Right. So, we're all quite familiar with the school, what would you call it, schoolyard game, but even though we're in the toilets, where you'd be inside a mirror. Inside a mirror? Oh, no. Oh, God.
It's already begun.
I know. I can't speak today. I don't know what's wrong with me. Right, so you'd be inside the bathroom. You'd switch the lights off. Most of the time, you'd do it with like 1 or 2 other friends, maybe. And you'd look in the mirror and you'd chant Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Usually 3 times, but it does say on here that it originated to be 13 times, which I don't know if that's true. But the legend is that after you've chanted 3 times or whatever times it is, you are supposed to see the image of a woman, like maybe like a corpsey woman. It says on this website, and she'll be behind you, and she's allegedly gonna like kill you or harm you, which is the basic version. Yeah, she's gonna get you.
Well, I'm looking at my mirror right now and I'm a bit scared now.
Yeah. So
Yeah, my room's dark. I'm quite scared myself.
do a live Bloody Mary then. Do it right now.
No, I'm good.
No. You first and then I'll do it.
I don't have a mirror, so it's alright.
No, it's alright. Come into my room. I'll just sit.
No, I'm alright, thanks. Right. Anyway, so the origin, I've tried to find an origin, but it says they don't actually have a specific person that Bloody Mary is based off of, but they do say it could be connected to Queen Mary the First of England, who was known as Bloody Mary, due to the fact that she used to burn hundreds of Protestants during her reign, which is pretty fucked up.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, got a frog in my throat. Yeah, so she was the daughter of Henry VIII, so she had a bit of a nasty blood in her. You can kind of guess.
Yeah.
It was also another woman who was a Hungarian woman from the 17th century called Elizabeth Bathory, I think that is,
Nice.
who tortured and killed 650 girls and women, and also blaved. Oh my god, bathed in their blood and accused of vampirism.
What the fuck? What is wrong with people?
I don't
The
know.
hell?
650 girls, like,
I know,
and
6
women.
feet. Wow.
Just a bit of a.
Wait, so who was this person?
That
I
one
wasn't quite listening.
was Elizabeth Bathory, Hungarian
who-
woman.
And like, what was she? Somebody special or just like a normal civilian? Winner?
I think she was just some geezer back in
Just
the
a
day.
geezer.
So how do you get away with 650 murders?
Like
It was in the
when about
17th
was this?
century, yeah. So back in them days, it was probably just like free for all, wasn't it? Like 17th century. What is that? Like not 1960s, 1600s or something.
Yeah, you ain't got cameras everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't
True.
know that.
True,
Right.
but you have to
Anyway,
have some form of authority, I think. But anyway, go on.
yeah. I mean, they probably were, but I don't think they give a shit, to be honest. Back in them days, it was just kind of like the local nutters bathing in blood again. All right, leave her to it. Anyway, so another origin, which you might have heard before, is that the ritual back in the day used to be if a woman was walking up the stairs holding a candle and a hand mirror, they were meant to be able to see the face of the future husband, basically. But
Oh, I've heard of this.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen stuff like that.
if they were to be doing it and they see either a skull or the Grim Reaper, it was a sign that they're gonna die before they get a chance to marry, basically. Which is pretty depressing.
Very nice.
Right, this is the big word here. This is the definition from Wikipedia. So, God wish me luck. So, in today's definition of the ritual Bloody Mary, what? Oh, I've typed this up so stupid. Goodness me. In today's definition, comma, the ritual Bloody Mary allegedly appears
Jesus Lord.
Oh my god.
to individuals or groups who invoke her name in, right, bear with me this one, catoptromancy. Any idea what that means?
Not a clue.
No idea.
Me neither. It says it's divination using a mirror. So basically just like some kind of like chanting kind of shit, but using mirrors specifically. It must have been a like method back in the day, I'm assuming, but if it's got a fancy name like that.
Yeah.
But I've never heard of it, and it's a mouthful to say, so I'm not saying it again.
Mhm.
So, yeah, that's basically Bloody Mary. But I did find out, I did some research as to explanations as to why there may have been like people who say they've seen stuff. Because I don't know about you, but I've done this obviously as a kid. I think we've all done it. And
No, I remember you telling me that you did it. I also
We
remember
did
you
it in,
telling me
well,
that,
I say we. I mean, I've done it in primary school, and there's had been like a couple of like incidents and stuff. But yeah, if you want to carry on, and then I'll tell it.
yeah, so my personal experience, like we're gonna mention it to you the other day, but I'll save it for the pod. Is and it's got to be a coincidence because I don't necessarily believe Bloody Mary's a thing, obviously, but there's like that 0.001% chance that I'm just not gonna risk it. But obviously, as a kid, everyone's like, "Ah, well, gonna
what
do
about
it."
now? Would you do it for a fiver?
No.
No, because I know it sounds stupid because there's no chance of it, but at the same time, I don't want to risk it.
It's just like the minuscule chance. Like if it were to actually happen, like I don't know. It's just for
It would be
£5,
liable.
absolutely not. On my own as well.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's like
but-
if you do it and nothing happens, you get a fiver. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, but
that's a meal deal for
Right,
you right there.
Me and Dame will give you £2.50 each for you to go do it.
yeah, I'll give you 250.
Hmm.
And if you die,
Yeah,
then that's 250 saved for me.
Yeah, I asked you the question. Okay.
Yeah, I said no.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do it either, just because I'm shit scared of stuff like this. So.
Yeah, it's just I'm not risking it.
Not fun. Yeah.
But yeah, when I did it in primary school, the bathroom lights, like we did it with the lights on, which was obviously not part of the ritual. You're supposed to have them off, but the lights like flicked off, like they went completely,
No way.
and it's
No
like
That
way.
happened to me as well.
Yeah,
That
and
happened to me.
What?
I know, like it's because I were in on my own as well. That's why I had the light on. Because I'm like, well, I'll go do it, but I'm not doing it on my own with the light off. And my mates were holding the door, so the lights physically went off, and I'm like, shit, get me out of here. And I'm trying to get out, and they're thinking, oh, he's freaking out, and I'm like, no, you knobheads, the light's gone off. And when I told them, they were like, oh, no way. And I'm like, they didn't believe me, and I'm just like, well, I've just witnessed it.
What did you do it on your own?
Yeah,
Oh man, what a mental gazer.
I wore in like.
Did you like close your eyes and do it, or just like stand in front?
No, that's why I had the lights on. I'm like, oh, I'll do it, but if I have the lights on, it's not gonna happen.
Okay.
And obviously, like the lights coming off, possible explanations. Like I'm not saying definitely, oh, something was gonna get me, but it's like it's just that mixed with doing something like this, it does
Yeah.
scare you, and it's like, yeah, I don't want to go any further than that. I don't want to risk it.
Dude,
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
you, go on, Ben. Oh.
Alright, I was gonna say, like, in my primary school, there was a similar thing that happened. Like, I can't remember who I did it with, but there was at least me and two other people, and the same thing happened. And we just put it down to like someone must have like turned the lights off because the light was like by the door,
Yeah.
and I can't remember the door being open. But like, I don't know, we were just kids in it, so surely we're just like playing tricks on ourselves. Maybe I don't know, but there was an incident in the girls' bathroom where like I didn't actually see it, but this is just like what was like said, and obviously it's only kids and stuff. But apparently there was like footprints on the roof and stuff like that.
I swear,
After some girls,
I swear there was something like that in ours as well.
and they like this actually happened. Like they closed off the girls' bathroom for like a week, and the girls had to use the boys' bathroom. Like I don't know if there was actually footprints on the roof and stuff like that, but I know that the bathroom got closed, and that was like the rumor that was going around, and that was like the whole Bloody Mary thing was happening.
Nah, surely there's got to be some like maybe construction or something that happened in there, and then they closed it off, and someone just made a rumor up. Surely not.
I just remember it happened, and I remember like it were at break time, and like all the girls like that was in there ran out, and they were like screaming and stuff, and everyone were like, "What's going on?" And then that's like what they said. I don't know. That's just what was said. Obviously, it could just be kids, just being kids in it, but like I don't know. It's
scary.
It's still scary, isn't it?
Yeah. I remember in my primary school, we didn't like have anything like that. It was more to do with like the blue lady. It is what it was. I don't know like
vaguely heard of that, but I don't.
Yeah, I don't know what the correlation is between that and this, but I just remember us having like an assembly and stuff where they're like, oh, you can't be saying stuff like this because the younger kids are like weeing themselves and stuff on the floor, like because they're scared to go to the bathroom and stuff like that, which is understandable, man. Like you're in primary school and you what like 7 and 8, and you know what I mean, you just shit yourself having a quick poop, you know what I mean? In the middle of maths.
Nice.
Yeah, I think there was a similar thing where a girl was crying and they were like, right, we had a big assembly thing and we're like, Bloody Mary is like banned essentially. It's like, well, yeah. But if because this girl was crying and she was like, I seen a shadow or something. And obviously, I want in there, so it could be bullshit. But she was genuinely crying. So but this is where I'll explain. So as I was doing my research, it said that I can't remember. It's some kind of whatever scientist have experimented or studied, whatever you'd call it. If you stare into a mirror in a dimly lit room, your eyes do distort and you can see hallucinations. So, if you were to stare in a mirror long enough in a dark room, your eyes are going to play tricks on you. So, people who see things could very well be seeing them, and obviously, like, not lying about it, but it don't mean that they're actually there.
Yeah, like this is kind of off topic, but like. I remember watching a Calix video where he was in like the world's quietest room, and it's pitch dark as well. And he was in there for like an hour, and he was saying stuff like that. You can just like see like people walking around or what. I can't remember exactly, but he was explaining to the camera like what he's seen, and he'd just be like, "Oh, I see someone stood in corner. I see some people walking around," and you can like, well, I mean, this is different again, but like you can hear his own like blood flowing through his body.
Yeah, I couldn't do with that.
But yeah, that's mental.
That is crazy.
That's
Yeah.
Bloody Mary gone.
It's mad, like what the dark can do. Like I don't know about you guys, but when I was a kid, like I always used to say like I can see stuff like in the dark and stuff like that. But again, it's obviously
Is it? Do
you're
you
a kid
reckon?
and stuff like that.
Yeah. Do you reckon like stuff like that is because like things that you fear, or is it just stuff like subconsciously where your mind just plays tricks? So it could be anything. It could be like a dog that you just see chilling about,
Yeah,
or
well,
it could
obviously,
actually be like something that you're afraid of.
well, if it's dark, you're gonna just like usually the dark is deemed scary, especially when you're younger.
Yeah.
Like you deem
Yeah.
the dark as scary. Like
Yeah.
so, you're just not gonna see stuff that you want to see for the most part. I'm guessing it's just your mind, but like I don't know.
Well, it's like they say humans are born with two natural fears, which are loud noises and the dark. I'm pretty sure. I think it's them two. And everything else
Yeah.
is like
Mate, loud noises, right? You're just chilling and you just hear some guy scream. Like, imagine that. That is scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the dark. Well, I think it's a lot of like, if I'm laid in bed and I'm like, right, I'm gonna try and go to sleep now, and my brain's like say I'm facing the wall, my brain's like, imagine someone's looking at you.
Oh,
I
nailed
just that is it. My brain does it, and I'm just like, what's happening? Why are you doing that for? And I'll be sat there like proper shitting myself because my brain's like, could be someone standing over you here, and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, they're in, but thanks for that. Honestly, like your brain, the fact that your brain can make you see this kind of stuff is mental. Like sleep paralysis. Like I don't know if we were going to talk about it in the part 2 of this, but we can touch on it if you want.
Yeah, I guess we can just touch on it. Like that's the thing, because I've had sleep paralysis before. I'm not gonna say what happened in this one, but like I don't look into the rest of my room. I always look against the wall, or I will put like a pillow so I can't see the rest of the room, just in case I have sleep paralysis, so I don't actually see anything. I do that on purpose.
Yeah, like if there's not else you want to say, but we are gonna touch on it
I'll
properly.
save it. I'll save it for the next one.
But the whole sleep paralysis thing just absolutely is terrifying. Like the fact that your brain is capable of doing this to you. Like obviously it's not physically doing anything to you, like in terms of harming you, but just the hallucinations though, and all that. It's just mental.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
too much.
So that's Bloody Mary. What are you rating? I think what do you want to rate them on? Like, do you want to give them a rating based on like the story, how scary it is or something, and then if you like it, like how much you like it and how much you're scared of it?
Well, I think I'd give it like a probably a pretty high one, just because of like obviously I was a kid, but past experience in it.
Scareability, I suppose. Yeah, but it would be
probably
on
like
the higher side.
8.
But like believability though, like do we believe it's actually real? You know what I mean? Like, I know we've had experiences, so like I think scareability, like okay, all the stories we've heard, I'd probably say an 8 or a 9 because it is scary. Just imagine you do it or something, and there's a woman behind you, and she's screaming at you, about to get you. You know what I mean? Like, but then the probability of it actually happening, I just don't think it would happen. But I'm not gonna try it either.
The probability is always pretty much pretty much nothing. Like I'm not gonna say nothing, because if I knew it was nothing, I would do it without being scared.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But,
I just probably wouldn't do it. But even though I don't believe it, it's weird. I'm just gonna say I don't know, a 3 believability and a 8 scary.
I'm gonna say like a 0.5 believability, if that's like the lowest we're gonna say.
Yeah, okay.
Because I just don't think it is real, but I'm not taking a chance.
I'll go 2 and a 9 because the thought of that is awful. Absolutely awful.
Yeah, nice little one. Alright. What we got for number 2 then?
Number 2 is the shit one. Well, it's not shit, it's just not very interesting.
That's a great start.
It's called, don't worry, the last one I think is, because I've never heard of it until I was researching, and the fact that it's based in India is quite fitting. But I quite like it. But we'll go on this one, which is The Beast of Bodmin Moor. Stick that in your trailer. So Bodmin Moor is located in Cornwall, which is down south of England.
One sec. Have you got your light on or not?
No.
I've got mine on because I got a bit scared, and I don't know if this could just be me. I don't know if I blinked and I thought the light like flickered, or if it
Oh.
actually
Oh.
flickered.
Don't even.
Don't
I'm not even
stop.
lying. Like I might, I could have just blinked, but I was just thinking like, and I sat there for like 3 seconds after I did it, and I'm thinking, did I blink? And I was just listening to it, but I'm like, shit, what is happening?
How do you not know if you blinked?
I don't know because It's like again, sleep paralysis. When it happened, when it was fresh in my mind, I was like, I've just been demons have just attacked me. But now when I think back, I'm like, I'm making an excuse for it. So I'm trying to make an excuse for it. Carry on.
Shitty Nale, man. Oh my god. Why have you said? I've just looked over at the door and my hoodie were like on the door hanger thing. And I'm just. Oh my god. I'm putting my light on. No, I'm not. Oh my god.
No.
Alright, I'm ready anyway. I'm ready for the next one.
Yeah, I were ready and now I'm a bit scared.
No, it's alright. It's alright. I think I'll. Surely I've blinked. Surely.
I mean-
Because my TV's on. Unless I'm getting good. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'd rather you didn't get demoned on because then I'm next.
Yeah.
So, this one's not scary because it's basically just an animal. But
Is it dangerous?
yeah, it's quite dangerous. Beast of Bodmin Moor. So, as I said, Bodmin Moor is located in Cornwall, right? Down the
Yeah.
south of England. So, the Beast of Bodmin Moor is a phantom wild cat supposedly living in that area. It boomed in 1978 with multiple sightings and reports of mutilated livestock. They say that it's a puma-like big cat which is a cross between a panther and a domestic cat. So imagine a really big cat or a really small panther. Either one.
Right.
Between 1983 and 1996, there were 60 plus sightings, and between 2000 and 2011, there was 200 at least, which is pretty recent for my liking.
Okay.
These sightings have also been reported as people being chased by the beast or nearly hitting it with their car, which is obviously you don't want to be hitting a beast with your car because if it survives, you're in trouble.
Okay.
So, as I was looking into it's basically just a big cat that could be a ghost cat, could be I don't know.
What else could that be then? Like,
Well,
surely
the rumours are that it could be like a type of big cat that we don't have over here usually. Like, it says here that in the 70s, I think, they used to have like zoos and stuff where they imported animals illegally, and they obviously sometimes they'd escape or they'd release them because they couldn't afford it or something, but they wouldn't report
Just
it.
release them.
yeah, see you later.
Yeah,
Wow.
In a bit.
That's what it said. Like, people would just like release. Obviously, not all big cats, but like they'd release animals that they just didn't need or didn't want, and it's alleged
Can
that
you
it
imagine
could.
that though? Like you come across it as some type of
Yeah.
like foreign animal and it just mauls you.
Yeah, I
Like-
don't need this tiger. See you later.
Well, that's fine. Well, that's
Chilling.
one theory for it. Yeah. Like, I mean, I think that is a possibility, but it also the experts have said no, it can't be because it won't survive the climate, or it would survive the climate, but not for like as long as it has been. Like, it's been what 50 years since 1970, so it won't be able to like adapt that quickly. And it
And
Also,
when was the most
like-
recent sighting?
Yeah, go on.
well, I was looking, and it were like there's been a few like in newspapers, like in the local newspapers down there, like in the last few years. So like apparently, like people are citing it now, but it's not as big of a thing as it was back in like between 1980 to 2010. Like that's where it was really like a big thing. Like I remember I used to go on holiday down in Devon, which is like right next to it, and driving past and seeing the sign for Bodmin Moor, like I'd just always be told, "Oh, the Beast of Bodmin Moor," and I'm like,
Yeah,
"What?"
the thing is though, would you not expect there to be more sightings now with like camera phones and social media and stuff like that over since 19 whatever.
This is my thing.
It kind of just doesn't make sense, really.
Yeah, with like all ghost like things, like I just think because there's cameras everywhere nowadays. Like you would see sightings, like exorcisms and all this sort of shit. It'd be recorded. Like that's just what I think, anyway.
With actual ghosts, kinda, yeah. But exorcisms, there is videos of exorcisms out there. This is the only argument against that I have. Like, I agree to a certain point, but like, there's so many videos out there that if they look realistic, they're always like said, "Oh, well, it's definitely fake," and it's like, I get why people are like, "Yeah, it's definitely fake," but could it just be legit? And we're just like, "Ah, well, it looks too good to be true, so it's fake." Like,
well, I think I need to believe that it's not real, so I can live a happy life.
Yeah, but do you not think? I mean, there's pros and cons if it is real. Like, there's obviously the demon naughties, which I'd rather not. I don't even like saying the word demon because, like, I just feel like they're listening.
In your bed.
Shut up.
Shout out James Harris.
Yeah, Training K represent. God, man, imagine get him on pod. I've forgotten where I was.
You were on about exorcisms and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
the public, yeah.
There is videos of that. Like, that is one of the things that is quite common to see, like exorcism. But I don't like watching.
That's just scary. Like,
yeah.
I struggle to sit through a movie which is not real, and never mind an actual real footage.
Yeah, like whether an exorcism is an actual exorcism or just someone who's mentally ill, like getting.
Yeah, it's hard to.
It's just awful. Like I feel uncomfortable watching it, but I'm fascinated by like the whole thing. So it's like I don't like watching it, but at the same time I'm interested in it. But ugh.
But like this is the thing though. Like I think it's you can fake everything nowadays. Like. So even if you go look at this exorcism video and there's some woman like on a bed and she's going mental, it could be an actor. Like that's what I think of instantly. I'm like, yeah, but it's bullshit. Like unless I see it like in the flesh, if it happened to like you, either of you two, I would then believe it. But until like something like that happens where it's someone that I trust like properly, I'm not gonna believe it. I don't know. That's just me though.
Actors like the Mandarin on Iron 3.
I mean, you look at a film and you're like, oh, there's someone who's possessed, and it's like, oh, it looks real because the films nowadays are so good. Like, so like that's just instantly what I go to.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't know. It's like you just don't know. That's the big thing. It's like the fact that we don't know is an argument for both cases.
Yeah,
it's a mystery.
And for this like story as well, like I think, well, I think this about a lot of things, but like I think if you're told something, it's like say if you go to a house and you're told this house is haunted, you're instantly going to be like thinking about
you're
that.
Be a bit edgy,
so
aren't
if you're saying there's this big panther cat running about, you might see like a fox or something in the distance, and you might be like, oh, I've just seen it. I don't know. That's what I think about this story.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. A lot of them, when like I've seen a few where it's like the descriptions that they give, and it's like it usually does sound like a typical like panther or a puma, like what you imagine they're like with black fur, long claws, big yellow eyes. Which it could be anything, but it's been a popular like legend for like what 50 years. But the big thing I did see was they got it was that in 1995 it was that much of a big thing that the government actually ordered an official investigation, and they concluded that there wasn't enough evidence that it exists, but they did state specifically that there's no evidence against it either. So like they basically said, we can't say there isn't anything, but we can't find anything that says there is. So the possibility.
How long did they do it for? This investigation?
I believe it was just. I think it was a week, if I remember.
Oh.
I think it's mad that they even sanctioned to do an investigation in the first place.
Yeah. It's because it says that there was enough evidence to warrant an investigation, which
Like, what type of evidence though? What,
I'm guessing it's
people
just
saying that they've seen
a lot
it,
of
or
people coming forward. Yeah.
like
okay.
sightings being reported and like the livestock that was constantly like livestock getting mutilated could definitely be a fox. Like that happens all the time.
Yeah, of course.
But obviously,
Yeah.
if you've got loads of people saying, "Oh, I've seen this big, massive panther thing," the government might be like, "Ah, just some loony." But if enough people have said it, then you're gonna be like, "Hang on a minute, we're gonna have to check this out." Because if there is an actual panther running about, we are gonna have to sort that out.
We can't have a big panther running about in
Can't have
Ballyclare.
that running about. But
Fair enough.
it could just be a big fat cat, like a normal cat, like an Adam Beaumont cat, just wandering about.
Shout out Garfield.
Yeah. I don't mean that Adam Beaumont's a fat cat. I mean he's a cat.
Fair enough.
Just to specify Adam
Clarification.
Beaumont. Shout out. Anyway, so yeah, the last bit is after the investigation a week later, a little boy was walking and he found a skull of what looked like a panther, kind of like the shape of a panther skull or like a tiger or something. So they sent it to the Natural History Museum and they determined it did actually come from a leopard. But, and this is the lackluster ending, it turned out it was from a leopard skin rug.
Right.
Oh, okay.
What?
So that after the investigation, they found the skull, and they were like, "Oh, skull, definitely evidence of it." And then they were like, "Well, it is a foreign animal, but it's from a rug."
Okay.
Right.
Fair enough.
Well,
So,
that's pretty much the end of that.
so when was the last sighting? Did you say?
I mean, there's still rumored sightings now. Like if you Google
Okay.
the thing, it comes up with newspaper articles of like old people back in down in Cornwall saying, "Oh,
Mm.
I've seen it," but I don't know if we can trust Doris's word, to be honest with you.
Ding dong. Don't listen to him.
Alright. Well, I don't know what to rate that because you were right. That was pretty shit. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Believability, probably. I guess I do believe that there's a fox out and about, so probably a 10.
I mean, it depends. I don't know how big.
Scareability.
No, like a cat, like a panther or something, not a fox.
Well,
Yeah, like I don't know how big
but-
these moors are. That's the thing. Like, if these moors are big, like there could be like maybe some kind of animal that's like it could be just like a hybrid or something that we just don't know about.
Alright, but the thing is though, it's been about for 50 years, so it can't be.
Yeah.
Animals don't live long.
Well, no, but they can shag and have kids.
Well, I don't. Nah, bullshit.
I don't know. I'm just gonna stick to what I said. Like, okay, I believe that there probably was something, because if they're saying that there's been this many people that have come forward, then surely that they have seen something. But yeah, so probably 10, I guess. Scareability,
10?
a 3.
Nah.
I don't think.
I'm saying like I think people have seen something, but it's not what it is. So they like obviously. I don't know. So I'll give it like a 3, just because people are seeing something, but they're not seeing what they think they're seeing.
Yeah, bless me. I'd give it a 4 believability because it's like.
So like for you guys, what do you need to be over 4? For it to be an actual thing? Because there's nothing really in between, is there?
No, like if it's something that, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head. Like, give me an urban legend. Like, think of one.
The mini washer too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know what the fuck. Like that thing could be between. That could be like a 6 or something. Because I don't know what the fuck. What, like some kind of beaver fish thing?
Yeah.
But in America, like, it definitely is a chance of a radiated fish. But we won't spoil the mini Washington.
True.
Yeah, but still, coming back, like, what would give you more than a 4? Is what I'm saying.
Well, fine. I'll give this a 6 then.
It's still getting a 3.
I'm just wondering. That's all, because
I mean,
believe
like,
there probably was something.
if 6 is like an average, like an average believing, then I'd probably give it that. Like, I could.
All right, I tell you what. Okay, if we go with that, so like a 6 is an average, I'll probably just give it an 8 then. I suppose. I was a bit eccentric with my rating. Yeah,
I'll give it an 8. Not an 8, a 6.
Well, I'm just saying 3 because I don't think it's nothing. The thing for me is it's the time frame. Well, I mean, the people are saying that it's not living. Are they? Are they saying it's not living?
It's described as a phantom wildcat, so I don't know if it means like literally like a ghost, or if it means is there another meaning of phantom like
I thought
maybe.
phantom were like some. I thought that meant ghost. Well,
Yeah, I did
Yeah,
as well.
I think it is.
so
I just it
because
could
it's a ghost, I'm giving it a 3.
it could be a literal like it could be like it's literally a phantom, or it could be like do you know like they say phantom stuff where it's something that just disappears or something? Like it could just mean a cat that has shown up and disappeared or something like that, like not
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
a ghost.
Fair enough.
So if it's a ghost cat, then I'm giving it like a 2. But if it's meaning like an actual like cat that is an unknown species or something, then I'll give it a 6.
Mm.
Not very scary though, so I'll give it a 2. Because if it's a house cat,
Is it dangerous or what?
House.
I mean, if it's a puma like they're describing, I won't exactly go up to it. I won't be
Has there
like,
been reports of it like scranning and stuff though?
yeah, livestock
Livestock,
like
innit?
chickens and shit.
Alright.
Like that's what people were.
Did anybody ever get attacked? Do we know?
It just says that people were reporting that they'd been chased by it. So I couldn't find anything about anyone actually being attacked by it.
Nah. The
Are we sure
scary
there's
is
not
like a 2.
people? Are we not sure there's people out there just kind of saying it for a bit of clout? You know what I mean? I got chased. You know, for
I
a bit
mean,
of.
I bet there are people. I bet it was something that spawned. Like maybe a couple of people seen some weird animal, being like, "Oh, that's scary," and then someone's like, "Hang on a minute. If I say it's chased me, then I'm gonna get my name in paper." So
Yeah, exactly.
maybe
Yeah.
so. But
Okay,
True.
yeah.
that is
Two.
what a lot of
Very
urban
shit,
legends
that.
are, isn't it? Right, you
Yeah.
want the one that I think is my favourite of these 3.
Oh,
Yeah, go on.
well then. Oh.
Right. Well, let me just. Have I pronounced it already? Have I said what it's called? Nale Bar. I
Nah.
don't know how to spell it. I don't know how to spell it. I don't know how to say it. It's Naalebaa.
Nally bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nale bar it is. Nail
So
bar.
I've typed this up like an hour ago, so I haven't actually proofread it. So if I fuck up, I'm sorry. Right.
Oh.
If legends are to be believed, a witch used to roam the streets of the city of Bangalore hunting for prey. She would knock on doors at night and try to lure the men out by calling out to them in voices similar to that of the women they loved. For example, the mum, sister, wife, any of them. Upon hearing a familiar voice, the men would open the door and subsequently die within the next 24 hours, usually by vomiting blood, which is just absolutely delightful.
Very nice.
So, the legend spread like wildfire in the 1990s, wreaking havoc on the city until locals figured out a way to prevent the witch from coming. They started writing Nale Bar on the doors, which translates to come tomorrow in. Now, this I'm guessing is the language. It's Canada, but Kanada. I'm guessing it's like a language or a region or something.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, so they'd write that on the doors. This method would mean the men would be safe until the witch came back the next night, therefore repeating the cycle forever and leaving the witch empty-handed. So as long as that's written on the door, she'd come and be like, "Oh, it says come tomorrow," so she'd go and wait till the next day and just repeat.
Right.
So
is this is this a current thing that the people still do now? Do you know?
well, it says as like the next line, as time went by, the story faded out, and so did the witch. However, if you were to go to that, I think it's a town, but if you were to go there now, you still see markings where people have wrote Nalibar, and they've actually turned April the 1st into a holiday known as Nalibar Day. So it must still be a thing, but it's not as big as it was in the 1990s. Because when I was researching, it was like in this 1990s, like the period of that time, it was like obviously I'm guessing in over there they've got like big beliefs in this kind of stuff. Like obviously you're from India, you'd know
Trust
that
me.
they have a
Just
big
ridiculous amount.
yeah. So
Believe in
it
all this
became
stuff.
like not a pandemic, but like that kind of fear, like they genuinely believed this thing was gonna be spreading itself around. So they wrote this on the door, and for some reason in the years since, like, there's not been as big of a fuss about it. But there has been it does say there's been incidences in the mid-2000s that were reported to be similar, and they actually spawned a movie that's based on it called Stree, which I believe is an Indian film. And
Oh yeah, that's on Netflix, is that?
is it?
That is on yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yeah. Have you seen
Yeah,
it?
yeah. I haven't seen it, no, but I've seen the trailer and it does look a bit scary. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Well, it might be
film
something to
is
watch.
based on this legend.
Yeah, okay.
And,
Now it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Might have to give it a watch, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah. It does look pretty interesting, and this story, like, obviously, it's different for us because we, like, obviously in India they have this, like, the belief of, like, this kind of thing, like, being real. So, like, this to them is obviously going to be terrifying. Like, to me, I find it interesting. It's a good horror story. But obviously, like, if I heard someone saying that this is a thing, it's not going to scare me as much as people who actually dead on believe on this. Which
Yeah, there's so much belief. It's unbelievable. Like, obviously, no disrespect to anybody that actually listens to this, but they believe in people that used to be flying shit. So, I mean, if they can believe in stuff like that, then
they believe in what,
they're
sorry?
going to believe that people used to be able to fly, like certain people, like certain gods and things like that. So, if they're able to believe in stuff like that, then I mean, they will believe in stuff like this as well. So, yeah.
They'll believe in, like, it's not voodoo, is it? Something similar where, like,
it's just it's just like black magic and stuff and controlling spirits and stuff
like that. To me,
basically.
is absolutely mental. Like
but do you believe stuff like that, right? Like black magic and stuff?
I've had my fair little bit of experience with certain things, but it's difficult. I can't just be like, yeah, it's real, and I can't just be like, no, it's not, because I have experienced it, and it's like it's a bit mind blowing. But to explain it to somebody like you two, for example, obviously you guys know me, so like you probably will believe me. But if I was to explain it to some random person, they'd be like, "What is he waffling on about?" Do you know what I mean? Like, it's yeah. So to say, yeah, I probably do believe it, to be fair, but I don't really pay much attention to it and notice because it is a scary thing. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Maybe I'll do an actual full-on episode on it or some shit at some point.
Yeah, because Moor, who also plays football, was like, the people had just like put curses on people, like random people. They're just I'm gonna like, what are they gaining from that though? Like, why?
Basically, what mainly happens is like somebody that say they like jealousy and stuff like that, they'll go to someone that kind of, I don't really know. They protect the graves, for example, right, in India, yeah? So there are certain graves, like, it is cremation, but there are still graves. And what they'll do is when there's a funeral, for example, supposedly what they do is the actual spirit that goes up after the funeral, they'll do some type of, I don't really know what to call it, like a incantation of some sort, and be able to control it and keep it with them. And basically offer it things that it wants, so stuff like meat and things like that, and be like, look, I'll get you all this, but I need you to do this for me, for so and so, and they'll be able to control it that way. That is what's said. Now, I don't know how real that actually is, type of thing, because there's just so many elements to it, but they say that is how it comes about. So if you go to somebody, be like, look, this is not happening for me, I've been trying, work-wise, money-wise, illness-wise, and the guy will just be like, okay, you give me this amount of money, you get me these things, milk, a clothing of the person, for example, that you feel as if he's not allowing you to progress in life, stuff like that. And what will happen is then bad things will start to happen to that person slowly, and your situation will start to improve. That is basically what they say, and what kind of does happen in a way to certain people. But the downside to that is if you, for example, realize that there are people doing that, there are good people there as well that will help you, and they'll send it back to the person that's done that to you, and then the things that the person that the priest, for example, that's done that bad stuff to somebody, the negative effects will start hitting them, and they'll become ill, like diabetes and just having heart problems and stuff like that, because their life force is not enough for that spirit, if that makes sense. like I don't like I say I don't really know 100% of it, but it's just from what I've heard and what I've read and things like that, basically. But yeah, that is basically what goes on there.
Like to me, like I just see it as like if I go and put a curse on like Damon and then he gets like sacked, and then is he? I just feel like it's just a coincidence. But then you will then be like, oh well, I'm cursed, so that's why I've lost my job. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but you wouldn't really know. That's the thing.
well, yeah,
you
but
wouldn't know that you are cursed in a way like that. Like it's not just like India. Like obviously you've heard of like voodoo, like what is it, Jamaica, for example, like places like Africa. You know, like voodoo dolls and all that stuff as well. Like
yeah,
that, it goes on. It goes on there as well. And until you actually, apparently, not everybody can do this stuff anyway. You need to be able to have some type of I don't know, they call them your chakras and energy and stuff like that. You need to be meditation wise and be able to have that amount of energy to be able to even speak to these spirits. But yeah, that type of stuff does go on. But then again, I would say it's mainly in like third world countries where there's not a lot of development. There's not a lot of education. So maybe that plays a factor into it. I don't know that why people believe stuff like that.
yeah, it's still interesting though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
But the thought of just like even if there's a hint of it being real, the fact that people are so willing to fuck other people over to gain is
yeah,
terrifying. Like
yeah. It
you
does
never
happen,
know.
man. It's just
Like
jealousy. It happens within your own family. Like your brother's wife, for example, will do something to you guys because you are living a little bit of a better life than them, and they're not progressing anywhere. And somebody has told them if you do this, you guys will be better off than them eventually, and then they'll be like, all right, yeah, we'll do it. Just
does
jealousy.
does it not like if you ever like visit India, does it not scare you that someone you might have known, like, someone who
Oh
knows
yeah,
someone in your family might have been
yeah,
like, you know
yeah,
what, fuck these guys.
yeah, all the time. I've heard certain people within my family that have done certain things like that.
That
Fuck that.
that
Yeah.
is, I,
It's
like,
scary. It's scary. This is why, like, sometimes when I go to certain place in India, I won't eat or drink anything there while I'm at that person's house because I just know that they are capable of certain things like that. It's just me,
What do
like,
you mean? Like, so like you think they could have like put something in your drink or something?
yeah, yeah. Like they say, like things like alcohol is a big thing. Meat, any type of meat is another one. Even sweets, you know, they could put anything in there which has had some type of
like curse or something.
like yeah, but like I don't know, I don't really know how they do it, but they'll be like, okay, do this, here you go, eat this, or give this to somebody, and your situation will become better. But it has to come from your hand to that person, so they could just drop it in your food, for example.
Fuck that.
It's a scary place, man. Like now that I've been so often, I probably won't go again, not unless I absolutely need to. So yeah.
yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean it's mad, innit? Because obviously over here we don't have to like I guess deal with stuff like this. Like it's just not talked about. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. Like obviously, yeah, I don't know. It's just it's so different over there than it is over here. Obviously, I've never been, but like just even the stuff that you said to me and stuff like that. Like when you
I've told
visited and
you,
stuff.
I think I've mentioned it to you before, but I'm not gonna name no names and stuff. But anyway, like there was a situation where, basically my auntie, for example, she was in India and she realized something was going on, and what they did was, they went to some priest and whatnot, and they said that look, this person they weren't in India, they were abroad, saying that they are ill, but the doctor's reports are nothing's gonna come back. It'll just come back that everything's fine. But this patient, was having a lot of like pain in her lower, like in the womb area. And the priest said, he said the night before that nothing's gonna come back. But if, for example, we do this right here, right now, you know, there's a chance that we could save her and help her. So my auntie were like, all right, let's do it. And basically, while they were there, they were in a graveyard at the time, right? They were doing these incantations and whatnot, and they were slicing like, I think it was lamb at the time. They were slicing lamb like an actual real, like, you know, like slitting the throat and then like slicing it up and stuff like that. And the patient, that's, you know, so many miles, thousands of miles away, the same night they were having the feeling that somebody is slicing into their body. Like the connection was there. So like that person's 7,000-8,000 miles away, and they were feeling like someone's getting a knife and like slicing inside them. Like, just how mad is that? And like, I believe it because the people are so close to me. Do you know what I mean? They have no reason to lie for that.
That's mad.
So yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like that. This is why I believe that this stuff does exist, and this is another reason why. Like, obviously in the past we've been like, oh, well, we'll go do this in haunted house and stuff like that. I just don't want to, just because I've kind of had that, I guess, not experience, but been told certain things that have just put me like on the edge for certain stuff like this. I just wouldn't want to do it.
Well, in part 2, I've got a plan of what we're gonna do, but one of the topics is gonna be like our paranormal experiences and stuff. So like, I think we've all got something to contribute. Like, obviously, the ones that I'm gonna bring up. I've mentioned them multiple times. Like, you've probably got like stuff like this. Like, I've know a little bit about it, but this, like, I feel like, because like you say, it's so different to what we're used to. We're not really aware of it, so we can't really like comprehend it, I guess. Like it sounds stupid when you say it, but then you think about it, it's like,
you have
these
to be
people genuinely believe this stuff.
It's like I'm not saying like, oh, Rajan's chatting shit, but like it's like, if you were like, oh, do you believe it? I still think no. But then if you were like, oh, well, let me ring them up and they can do one on you, I'm gonna be like, fuck that, no way. Because like,
yeah.
Obviously, it means more coming from your mouth than it does like some random person's mouth. Yeah. But for me, like, I need to see stuff. Like, I need to like experience it. I don't know. Like, obviously, I don't want to, but like, that's what it would take for me to be like, all right, it is real, or like someone like really. Like, it needs to happen to someone like really close to me, sort of thing. Obviously, like, this has happened for you, so this is why you believe it. But it would need to be the same for me.
I know another story which it's not really connected to me as much as it is to my dad's side of the family. But basically, what happened was, my dad's uncle, he never used to stay home because I think him and his wife never used to get on. And the person that used to live away from him got very ill. And like, even the doctor's saying like there's nothing really there's not wrong with him, like, in terms of physically and stuff like that. So obviously with him being Indian and stuff, they went to a priest of some sort, being like, look, he's not getting better, so and so, and he did certain things and basically said that near your town, like your village, there's a certain place where a lot of people have gone to pray and things like that, and he said if you go there, you will find that your picture is there, is what this person said. Now, bearing in mind, this person was probably about, I think, 150, 200 kilometers away from their actual village. And they went there, I think it was the very next day, and that person's picture was actually there as well. Like, so just imagine, like, being told that from a very far distance. Like, how does that person know you? How he couldn't just drive there and put that there and then come back and be like, yeah, there's a picture of you there. Like, he didn't even know him. And basically, the story was that apparently, like, one of the family members has done something in that place with all them spirits and stuff there, to try and get him to come back and live at home. Which obviously it's not a bad thing, but it's gone in a bad way, basically, because when you meddle with stuff like that, you don't know, like, the repercussions. Like, like we say, oh, there's demons and stuff like that, and it's like, all right, I'll sell my soul to the devil and maybe I'll be rich or I'll become powerful. But realistically, what will end up happening to you, well, what we know is that you will become possessed, mainly. Like, the bad stuff will happen to you. And I think that is one of the things that really happened to the person.
Have you seen the newest paranormal, Conjuring? The
Devil Made Me Do It? Yeah.
Like, with the little ritual thing that they find under the house. Like, that reminds me so much of that. Like, imagine you're looking through your house in your garden or something, and you see one of them, and it's like, you don't know who's done it, you don't know why they've done it, you just know.
Exactly, yeah. That is something, similar to basically what is shown in that movie, in a way, like, just doing these incantations and stuff like that.
And the fact that if this stuff is real, the fact that it's so easy for someone to just be like, right, click the fingers, drop it in, and that's it, you've got a bit of trouble. I don't necessarily believe it, but I can't say, nah, it's not real. Because,
Yeah.
like you say, if you were to say, "Oh, well, we'll give you one," then I'm like, "No, I don't want it at all. I'm not risking it."
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about our basement right now, and I'm fucking
So,
shitting myself.
like, if I went down there now and seen that, I'd be gone. I'd be gone. I'd leave my PS5. I'd leave my TV. I'd just walk out and I'd just go home. Well, back to my parents. Like, I can't be dealing with that. Like that stuff. The fact that I don't know much about it, it's just like I wouldn't even know where to begin to like counteract it. I'd just be like, well, I'm fucked now, aren't
End it all now.
I?
What that?
Yeah, that's terrifying. Ugh.
Well, are we gonna rate this story? Like we've gone on a bit of a
Yeah, I
tangent.
completely forgot. Gnarly bar, what are you rating it? Believability, scareability.
So we're saying the average is a 6.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
6 is like, eh,
Yeah,
realistic,
6.
like kind of
Yeah.
realistic.
I'll give it a 6, just because of like what Rajan said about like all this stuff that's being like that goes on and stuff like that, and it's definitely the most believable so far in my opinion.
Yeah,
But
it's the reaction from the people there that's made me think I'm gonna put it to 7 because like
Yeah.
to them this stuff is absolutely like to me it's not real, but to them it is, and for that it's like there's got to be some kind of credibility there in the fact like if they believe it's so hard, is that the right? They believe it so much, I should say. It's like there must be some kind of credibility for that, for them to
it's
believe
so
it.
hard.
Believe it so hard.
Yeah, so like for me, because obviously, like I said, like I've kind of heard certain things. I think believability, it'll have to be an 8 or a 9 for me, just because I feel like there is a massive chance of this stuff happening, and scareability is probably going to be an 8 or a 9 as well, because that shit is scary. Like,
Yeah.
imagine just, you know what I mean? Like, it is scary. Like, just knowing, like, this witch, could it just be anybody? Just like a normal female? Is that what we're saying?
It's like it's a
they
specific witch. So like it's a witch that would go around and like it'd impersonate the voices of the because it only targets men.
Oh my god.
It
Yeah,
only
that is
targets
scary.
men.
Okay, that is scary shit. That.
Yeah, so like we'd be fucked because we're men. Well, 2 of them are, and sorry, Ben.
No, about how you got in there just before me, I was gonna say sorry about that.
But it's like imagine like obviously not in where we live, like because it's proper like is urban the right word for like cities and stuff like town like big cities.
Yeah.
So like imagine you live like in India. There's a lot of like what do you call like villages that are like
Just
proper
villages.
Yeah,
Scary,
so
man.
imagine
Dark
you
all the
live
time.
there and like there's this going around and someone's knocking on your door like you think it's your mum and you open it and you see this thing and you know the legend that's going around and you just know that that's it. There's nothing you can do. Like once you've opened that door and answered the door to this witch, that is it. The curse is on you, and you've got 24 hours.
Nah.
Well, that's
it's
scary.
scary. That.
Well, not about that.
Don't go to
True stickler.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I'll give it an 8 as well. I'll give it a 9. I think I give Bloody Mary an 8.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit scarier than Bloody Mary. I think.
It's just the voice for me. Like I can just imagine it's like 2 o'clock in the morning or something. You just hear like I don't know, man. I can just imagine like seeing my mum go into a room and then like I hear her like the same voice like outside.
Oh
and I'm
my
like,
god!
Do you know what I mean? Like
so
that sort
scary.
of thing where you know where they are and then you're hearing like something come outside and you know they're not there. That's what I thought of like instantly.
But like, say if you don't open the door, then like, say you hear them, you don't go open it, you know that your mum is not outside. What happens then? They just wait.
You're fine. It's like it'll just basically wait there. So like that's why they started.
Oh my god!
Well, go to the next door, I guess.
Yeah, it keep just going around, but like that's why they started writing this on the doors because it should see it and be like, "Oh, come tomorrow." So should then go find some other people to knock on the door. But like, imagine like you with your partner and she's sleeping in the bed next to you, and the door's knocking and all you hear is her voice saying, "Can you let me like just get out, you crazy bitch. I don't want you. I'd just like like it's not gonna get you, but it's there, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
no, I'd
Yeah.
hate it with every fibre of my being. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh
Can't do
dear.
it.
Anyway, I think we've touched on a lot for part one of the Halloween special. I didn't specify, but this is part one of two. We're gonna do
Yeah.
another one for next week, hopefully. Well,
Yeah.
should be.
More spooky spookies.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
come with some creepypastas. We're gonna talk about our personal paranormal experiences. Maybe touch into some other things. I don't know. I'm open to
Yeah.
suggestions.
We'll probably just go off into tangents like we always do.
Yeah, but my aim is to find some funny ones, maybe, and then hopefully get some that's gonna make you shit the bed. But stay tuned for that one.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we're done for this episode?
Yeah, we're done. So let's just end this. I haven't ended it as smooth as last week, but remember, guys, follow the socials. What is it? DWPH.pod on
Odd.
Insta.
Insta.
Yeah.
Yep.
And just on YouTube, don't worry, P Happy. You should be able to find that on YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah.
And,
5 stars and all that shit.
Rate us
Yes.
5 stars. Download
Really
us.
helps.
Share us to your friends. Whatever you want to do to help us, we'd appreciate it. And
Leave us some reviews as well. If you.
yeah, it'd be
think there's
interesting
something
to see
interesting.
what people think.
Yeah, like even like constructive criticism as well. Obviously, we want to do better and stuff at the same time.
Yeah.
If you want us to cut Ben out, I am more than happy to get rid of him for the good of the pod.
No, please.
Sorry. Right, well, I think that's it for us. Are we ready to call it?
Brilliant.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Bye.
Alright.
Goodbye.
See you later. Bye.
Before you go, just wanted to say a big thank you to everybody that listens. Remember to rate us 5 stars, drop us a follow, check out our socials, and as always, don't worry, be happy.